All right, welcome back. Today we're back with Jeff Sokol. Um, in my last video, I'm always asking for people to recommend who I should do next, and thank you to Nikolai MC for suggesting Jeff Sokol. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Thank you to Walls for the uh upload here, and also thank you again. Big thank you to Big to Baked Salmon for the shout out that actually got a lot of people to first take a look at my video. And I wanted to thank everyone for just watching it and giving me advice. Enough of that BS talk. We're getting right into it.
What you see being edited behind me, you can see nowhere else. It is more compelling and disturbing than virtually anything you can watch on TV.
It's always found me, struck me as funny that they have some guy editing this video in the background. You can see like the audio peaks and stuff like that. I mean, it's just funny, he's this guy's back here. Like everyone just sees this guy and makes the same comment of they find it funny. He's just editing it right here, but it's like it's just an odd place to start your video. I mean, I guess you could always have the line of what's going on behind me, but it's like a weird spot to start. And also, obviously, looking a bit older.
TV today. It is my complete interview with Jeff Sokol. He surfaced in our predator investigation in Fairfield, Connecticut. A little bit of it aired on my syndicated show Crime Watch Daily, but now here on Hansen vs. Predators, you'll see the whole thing. Sokol came with food and an appetite for sex. He left after a very aggressive interview with me in handcuffs.
It's a very powerful way of delivering that sentence. It's very interesting way of saying it. It's like an appetite for sex. It's just a very weird way of putting it, but I mean, it gets the point across, I guess. But yeah. Pulling up in his what is that? A black SUV? I don't know what that is. I'm getting blinded by the lights here, by his headlights. Why you? Yeah, you think you're trying to be nondescript pulling up to a 13-year-old's house? Pulling up straight up with the high beams blasting, like you can see it. Like this is one headlight, this is two headlight, and you got like the entire array on. Like, is Jeff Sokol old enough to where he had I think he said he's 44. At 44, you shouldn't need to have the high beams on just to see at night. And you're going down a residential area. That's just you being an asshole, blinding everyone who's trying to like come down the street, or just like people trying to sleep. Getting blinded by this guy's super bright, headlights. Like what an asshole. Also, sorry to keep on pausing it, but I don't even know what that is. Like, I think it's like it's probably not like a Cadillac Escalade or something like that. It might. Nah, that's like the wrong shape, but it's like some sort of weird SUV. Doesn't look like main manufacturer. So awkward.
Jeff?
Also, squeaky ass door. But it's just weird. Like, he walks up to the front step right there, looks at the door, and then looks back. Like, as if he's like, oh yeah, the pizza. It's like, was he just like scoping the area to make sure it was the right address or something? Yeah, I think he would have been able to see it with the high beams on there, man.
Over here. You can come in this way. Sorry about that. Come on in.
How are you?
Good, how are you? Did you find the house okay?
No, because it's really dark out. So.
The
How
loud
long did
ass
it take you to get
door.
here?
I don't know,
Oh
it's
my
like 2.5
God.
hours.
That's a long drive.
This famous table right here. The famous one that the 40-year-old decoy said his father made. My father made this. Didn't he say his daddy made this or something like that? Also, 2.5 hours, loser. But anyway, just want to throw that in there.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry, I'm really nervous.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, why is everyone like in the HVP, they always, especially in this house, they all went for hugs. Last video, Dupay did the same thing. Obviously, Sokol's wasn't as extreme, you know. Dupay went for like the arms above head YMCA type shit. He went like full on like trying to block you in basketball type thing. And then Sokol's more of like a hey, what's up? Like not as menacing, but still like a little bit fast, a little bit, you know, a little bit forward.
Give me a hug?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, get a hog.
I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'll settle into it.
Okay.
So, kind of
Creepy ass stare. Like I'm sorry I keep on pausing it, but like I just noticed this shit. Like look at like how long he was just staring, not saying anything, just like nervously laughing while she's just kind of like squirming. He's just like staring.
if you just
The small pizza is like almost as big as the big one. So I didn't know that. 'Cause, like you said small, I thought it would be like a really small one.
Yeah.
I said big.
Her face sums it up. Wait, I'll show you the face.
I didn't know that. 'Cause, like you said small, I thought it would be like a really small.
This is the exact face that sums up what he's saying. It's like, who the fuck cares? You're supposed to be like 13. The fuck does a 13 care about the economic solution? This is not. Why would she care? It's like, you got 13-year-old gets pizza. Cool, they got pizza. It's not this complex.
Yeah.
I said big.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
Oh, that terrible noise. Oh.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I am. I'm fine.
I've just never done this before.
I know.
Have you?
No, not really. I mean,
I always love how, like, stern they're when someone says, like, oh, you ever done this before? They're always like, no. Like, very stern, like, it's like Dupay, again, did the same thing. She was like, oh, did you see? She was like, no. Says it real fast and nervous, like, Sokol gets asked, oh, you do this before? No. It's like, very edgy tones to it.
Are you telling me
It's like an interrogation question. It's like puts a worm of doubt into their mind.
the truth?
I mean, I've met girls online.
Again, specifically, she drills him on it. She's like, are you lying to me? Like, are you telling me the truth? Like, what 13-year-old presses on that?
But I don't like come like this far to like meet someone. I don't know why
It's kind of crazy, huh?
Yeah, 2.5 hours.
It is crazy. Yeah, why did you let me come? If you're so nervous.
It seems like a good idea, and you seem nice.
Why do you think I came?
Again, like, this I don't know what it is, but something about that just unnerves me.
Yeah, and you seem
Like-
nice.
Look, just seconds of just staring.
Why do you think I came?
I think I know.
Awkward.
It's not
It's
that.
not the reason.
It's not the reason.
What's the reason?
Just thought you were cool.
And I just, been talking to you for a while, and you seem like really cool to hang out with, and someone that I'd like to meet. And
Most generic shit. It's just like really cool, nice to talk to. It's like, I mean, most people that you talk to online, they're at least gonna be half cool and somewhat cool to talk to. I mean, if they're not, you just don't talk to them. But it's just weird. It's just like the most generic thing to say possible. It's like, oh, you seem nice. It's like, that doesn't have any, like, power behind it. It's just generic statements or opinions.
wanted to check out the situation,
Well, here we are.
Yeah.
The zoom in on his face is so good. Just the awkward zoom in.
Let's deal with this whole contract thing, because I'm just going to be thinking about it the whole time.
That's another thing. This guy was trying to do some weird stuff. Like, this contract, a supposed marriage contract. So weird. It's like, like you're already weird for going there, but even bringing up the idea of a marriage contract. I don't get it. I mean, obviously it's strange you were gonna come to a 13-year-old's house, but to even mention the marriage, you've gone so far past said like the line. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that he even argues for himself after talking here. Because even if he doesn't know he's on camera, he knows that someone's been in the house. When Chris Hansen comes out, he knows someone else was in the house and may or may not have heard that. So, like, even if it was just the girl's father, the girl's father comes out, here's the mention of a marriage certificate or something like that, and here's that they were talking for a while. You're already screwed. Even if it is the father, you're already screwed.
Until we get that out of the way.
This document was something Sokol put together after some
Chris
routine
Hansen
years.
talking. Yeah, that was basically just Chris Hansen talking about how like he did some internet research for the marriage documents or something like that.
Let's eat and we can like talk about it.
It's really weird that he just constantly, well, not constantly, but he's just like awkwardly skirts around that question.
Okay. There's plates behind you if you want to grab one.
Huh?
There's plates behind you if you want to grab one. Do you want a water or anything?
No.
Okay.
Man, well, I got this for in case we.
Alright, I'll grab a water.
All right, I will have a bottle. You want to eat at the table? Or what do you want to do?
No, you can just eat here.
Creepy ass smile. We'll just eat here. Predator smile. Also, he was looking like almost ready for the camera.
I mean, yeah, I expected it to be like 2.5 hours. So.
You're from the Boston area, you said?
Yeah. Can I wash my hand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have some family that lives up there. It's pretty nice.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm honestly very surprised that they actually had soap in that dispenser. Or just Sokol made it look like there was soap in it, but like, usually like in a decoy out, in a sting house, you know, there's nothing here. Like, you know, they may have these like on, but some of them like might have plastic on the inside or something like that. Or these cupboards are all empty. They don't have any plates. They don't have anything in them. Most likely. But it's like very interesting that that's happening. That like they'd actually have soap in that. Because I mean, when they walk in, they don't expect the predator, or in this case Jeff Sokol, to like actually start walking around and start using the appliances.
Steve?
Yeah, I've been to Faneuil Hall.
Where's your family? Like, what part of Boston?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Boston's so confusing. It's wicked confusing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's a very famous line there. You know, it's wicked confusing. It's like it's one of those lines that's like repeated. It was in fact in the comment section. It was in the comment that recommended this video. Yeah, I just find that I don't even know. I haven't actually done any research on that term. Allegedly it's something that people from Boston say, like something's wicked. I don't know. It's just something that was mentioned in the chat log, which is also impressive, which means that she was briefed or actually read the chat log herself. So good on her either way.
I'm sorry.
Awkward.
I'll try to be cool.
Oh, it's okay.
We'll work on it.
I mean, you look great.
Thanks.
You just look different than what than like in the pictures. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I expected you.
Strange. Why does she look different than the pictures? This is strange, Sokol.
To have dark hair. Did you?
My hair it lightens up in the summer.
And no, I'm not saying. I mean, I think you
You
look
don't
great.
like it?
I think you look great. I'm just saying, like you look different. Yeah. And then
I like that. You know, she puts the pressure on him, saying, "Oh, you don't like it?" He's like, "Oh, no." He didn't want to offend you.
than I thought.
Yeah.
But no, nothing wrong with
Well, you
that.
never can tell with online things, you know?
What about me? Do I look different?
I mean, you look different. I'm not saying better or worse, just different.
Should have shot him down right in the spot.
Alright.
Should have called him.
I have cupcakes too if you want one.
See, did you make them?
Talk about the bald spot.
Look at those. Do you think I made those? Mm-mm.
I have no idea.
No.
Do you want to use plates or do you want to just eat?
Whatever you want. We're pretty casual here.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty casual because there's probably no plates in the entire house.
I'm like too nervous to eat.
Well, you already ate, didn't you?
Yeah.
She doesn't know what she's done.
I was wondering if you were gonna be like, how would you be? Like, would you be nervous? Would you be like totally like you've done this before?
Oh,
you know,
definitely haven't done this before.
Like, I don't know. You just seemed very like.
I'm just expecting that experienced 13-year-old. Well, that sounded awful. I'm just gonna.
You didn't seem nervous at all when I talked to you, and just in
Well,
general.
it's different when you're talking to someone online versus
In
like
person.
coming to their house
I
and
know,
meeting
I
them.
know. I just gotta take something. This isn't drugs. It's just a.
Yeah, no,
This
by all
isn't
means. Here,
drugs.
drink water.
It's something that I take before I eat. Thanks.
In the middle of it all,
Now, this is something I don't agree with. This is a big thing in the decaf community where it's the whole discussion of, oh, what was he taking? What pills was he taking? I honestly believe, like, Chris Hansen, I'm probably going to skip this part, but Chris Hansen alludes to the fact that it was a male enhancement pill or Viagra or something like that. It was in preparation for his big night. But, realistically, what I think it is that it's probably something like a lactate pill. Some people will take that for lactose if it makes their stomach upset. Because pizza does, has a lot of cheese on it, so I can understand if he would have it for like, if he was lactose intolerant, or as some people said, is I don't remember what he said. Could have stomach problems, but I just don't like, Chris Hansen, wants to make it sound like a lot more of a big of a deal, like, oh, preparation for the big night. Makes it sound like, oh, he's taking Viagra. It just sounds better for the news than him just saying, oh, he's just taking it for his lactose intolerance. It just doesn't sound as good.
I'm just hanging out.
Also, I sometimes skip the Chris Hansen part because they get a little bit angry if I don't.
Watching TV, Netflix and stuff.
Trying to bait him to say Netflix and chill. That was not even like, that was not even a subtle bait. That was just like, that was ooh.
What's that?
I have no idea.
Oh, what's that?
Do you want me to check?
Somebody here?
No.
No, like,
what kind of pizza we have tonight?
who's this?
I'll get to that in a minute. Who are you?
Who are you?
You tell
I
me.
love how Chris Hansen comes out with the whole fat like clipboard, just slaps it right on the table, like showing, bam, right here, what's going on.
First.
Shows like
You're
presence.
Jeff, right?
Yeah.
And what are you doing?
Also, immediately, right in his face, he pulls out his name. And without even, I don't even think, it was like barely mentioned, but just slaps it right down, knows his name. Powerful first statement.
Here tonight, Jeff.
Hanging out.
Hanging out with whom?
Also, I think that's a very, very common term to go with like all of these different predators. When they say, oh, what are you doing here tonight? Oh, just hang out. It's like 90% of them just say hanging out. It's just like such a generic term.
With her.
Who's her?
I want to know who you are.
I want to know a little bit more about you first.
Can I eat first?
Sure, go ahead. Come in.
Look at Chris. You can see him start. You can see him like, I think, smile a little bit. It's a little bit hard to tell with the camera, but Chris knows. He's like, oh yeah, this could be great for television. He's gonna get like flamed for being a predator and everything, getting all these things thrown in his face, and this dude's just gonna sit here and eat pizza. It shows Chris what type of person Jeff Sokal is. Like, it shows him right then and there, like, boom, he's gonna be this kind of guy. He's gonna be one of those guys. And Chris Hansen loves those guys because they sit there, they talk, and they talk, and they talk, and it looks better on television when he looks like an asshole, because it makes people like him even less. It also shows he's a personality, so people remember him. They remember what he's like, which makes them want to view it again, which gives I think it's Crime Watch Daily, I believe. It gives them more views, so it's like good for both of them.
Who you are is, I didn't know there would be other people here.
Well, what did you expect to happen here tonight, Jeff?
Didn't have any expectations.
No expectations whatsoever.
No.
So you drove 2.5 hours
Sure did.
from Boston.
Sure did.
Who are you?
To come.
I think what's so funny about Jeff Sokol is the fact that he's cocky, but he's not only cocky, he's like fake cocky. He's every like weird, like very I guess not provocative, probing question. He'll stop and look at him and be like, well, who are you? It's because he doesn't want to answer him.
I'm here.
Because he then wants him to say he's law enforcement, so he'll just know to say nothing else.
Are you her dad?
To meet a young girl.
Are you her dad?
I will get to that in a minute.
Man,
Go ahead, have a bite.
Well, I haven't done anything wrong.
Also, he's a filthy slob. It's like, especially the fact that you're eating it right next to the other slices of pizza. Now keep in mind, this is a brand new fresh piece of pizza, like a whole pie, and look where his hand is going. He's going right back over that piece of the entire pie. So now the entire pie has been infected with Jeff Sokol. Like you've not gotten the Jeff Sokol infection or whatever he has or may have all over those other slices of pizza, because you're gonna get some in his mouth, and then the sloppy, slimy cheese is now sliding off of that pizza and onto the rest of the other slices of pizza. It's like, oh.
How old are you?
Also, he chews really loud. I mean, I understand he's chewing with his mouth shut, but he's still like loud as hell. Like even the microphone, it's not on him. It's somewhere on that table, but it's still like you can hear him like chewing. And it's disgusting.
What does it matter?
Also, I just remember the fact he's not even chewing quietly. He's just like smacking his lips every second. It's like, why?
I'd like to know.
I haven't done anything wrong. Coming to meet somebody? What's wrong? What is that against
Coming
the
to
law?
meet a young girl?
Yeah, is that against the law?
It is after this chat.
How?
How can you say how? You know what you wrote. You know what you wrote. Like, also, another guy with like bad posture. Look at this. I mean, not nearly as bad as Dupay. Look at this. Like, man's got a whole C. Set up a little more straight, man. Like you're 44. You're gonna, if you do that for much longer, you're gonna be like, when you're in your 60s, you're gonna be like hunched over like Dupay.
Did you bring some kind of a contract with you? Some sort of marriage contract?
Like, I wouldn't be laughing. Like, that's fairly serious to mention bringing a marriage contract to a 13-year-old's house. He's like laughing like you like, oh, it was supposed to be a joke. You're a fool for believing that, or something along those lines. It's like, you're the one who's the fool who came over here. It's like, why are you laughing? You're the one in the awkward position here. You don't have the faculties to be derisively laughing.
Let's see if any of this sounds familiar while you enjoy your pizza.
While you enjoy your pizza.
I should come see you on Saturday. Well, since your mom isn't home, it's the best time to do it.
Red flag.
I would, but only if you want me to. You say, I can't go to jail. My life would be ruined.
Right.
Could be
Flag
locked
two.
up for 20 years.
Yep.
And then you say, do you trim your blank?
Flag 3.
Okay.
Now you know that this girl is 13, right?
Wasn't sure.
Wasn't sure.
She's told you.
Well, that doesn't
And you're what, 37?
mean anything.
You're 37? How old are you? You might as well just tell me, because I can find out like that.
It's just very. I like the way he puts it. I can find out like that. I'm not sure if my microphone picked it up. But I didn't want to do it too close to blow your eardrums. Prefer to keep my viewers not deaf. Although I feel like a lot of people aren't going to be listening in this far because it's probably, I'm not sure for how long I've been recording, but I think about 20, 30 minutes, maybe 20 some odd minutes now. But yeah, it's just funny the way you said that. It's like this and then it snaps. It's a very powerful way to put that.
Are you? Can you tell me who you are first?
I will tell you that in a minute.
Because now you're making me nervous, and
You're 44 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. As a 44-year-old guy, I shouldn't be talking to 13-year-old girls like this. Yet I want to. What am I supposed to make of that?
Damning evidence. Very damning.
Sorry, I am paranoid. For meeting me? No, potentially having sex.
Right there. Right there. That's the final nail in the coffin. Oh, that's evidence. That's ooh.
But that is where the breaking the law comes from.
Very punctual way
Right.
of saying that as well.
Punishable up to 20 years.
I don't know if he's exactly gonna get 20, but
Did you bring condoms with you
we
today?
got 7.
well, they plan on having sex.
Do you have them in your car?
No.
I'm going to find out, so you might as well tell me now.
Come on,
I
go
don't.
check the car.
Go ahead, check the car.
You will never tell anyone about us having sex.
Oof.
Are you sure? Okay, I could be there Saturday afternoon. Explain.
There's nothing to explain. That's it. That's the info.
Explain it to me.
Just wanted to come hang out and.
It looks like here you wanted to come here and have sex with a 13-year-old girl.
Okay, is that against the law to like?
Yes. I'm gonna have to give you a hard yes that it is illegal to have sex with a 13-year-old.
To have sex with a 13-year-old girl when you're 44? Yes, it's against the law.
To meet a
Yes.
girl. That's all I've done.
You see how this looks.
Okay, but do you also see that I was pretty apprehensive about the whole.
Jeff, being apprehensive, that doesn't mean anything. What does that mean in the eye of the law? Oh, I was very hesitant about robbing that bank. I didn't really want to rob that bank. You still rob the bank. It doesn't matter.
whole sex thing?
Well, wouldn't you be? Wouldn't anybody be if they're
Right.
going to try to have sex with a 13-year-old girl?
To be honest with you, you're not going to believe me, but
I
I
don't.
don't know who you are, but I'm sure you're like, law enforcement. But
Also, I like that he said that. Instead of saying law enforcement, it's like law enforcement.
You think I'm law enforcement?
well, I mean,
He
that's
likes
what
that.
It sounds
Oh,
like.
I'm law
I was thinking
enforcement.
about this on the way down,
Right. You had 2.5 hours to think about it.
and
A little laugh.
and I wasn't gonna. I'm not gonna risk it. That's what I said.
But then you did. His face. Oh, that's so good. His face. He's like, what are you talking about?
It's not normal for a 44-year-old guy to drive 2.5 hours to hang out with a 13-year-old
I
girl.
wanted,
like,
I
I'm
wanted
not
to hang
buying
out,
your
see how she
shit.
was, see if
A 13-year-old girl? How often do you do this sort of thing?
never done it.
You've never done it. So tonight you just decided, okay, I'm going to drive 2.5 hours
Oh yeah,
down I-95 from Boston.
yeah. Been talking to her
To this
for a little
house.
while, and she seemed cool to hang out with. I mean, what the
You can't find any
I had nothing else
older
going on.
girls?
I can, but I had nothing else going on.
So
I mean,
you
that's-
decided you just come out and hang out with a 13-year-old girl?
Yeah, you can clearly see that.
Bro needs to stop talking with his mouth full. Like, just eat and then talk. Don't do them at the same time.
I'm very apprehensive about the whole
Let's
thing.
say we meet and really like each other and want to continue seeing each other. How would we do this? Like I said, as long as you're under 16, age of consent, parenthetically, nobody can know about it. I just can't take that chance. What it sounds like here is you're grooming her, testing her to make sure it would be okay if you had sex with her.
Very true.
So no one would find out.
To be honest with you, like I said, when I was on the way down,
Right?
I was thinking about the whole thing, and even before I left,
Right.
I was thinking I'm not going to have sex with her unless it's legal.
Now that is a very weird way of putting it. That could be misconstrued with his statement. Well, not his statement, but how he's bringing the marriage contract. He says unless it's legal. He was saying if they were married, quote quote, it wouldn't be illegal. I don't think that's how it works. I really don't think that's how it works. But yeah, that's just a very weird way of putting it. Unless it's legal,
So you talk about a plan to make it legal,
quote.
to marry her. Right?
Yeah, look at that face. Look at it. Look at a little shrug.
To
Look at
marry her.
What is that? What is that? Yeah, I guess so. What?
Right?
Yeah, not in 2 seconds. I mean, like,
So if you liked her like next week or the week after.
Who did that? Who? Tell me which guy on the camera crew.
not in 2 seconds. I mean, like,
So if you like.
Who is this guy who's zooming in on the pizza? Hungry ass cameraman. Like, who is this guy? It's just, is it like is his hand like trembling or something? Zooms like all the way in on his pizza.
Liked her like next week or the week after, you'd marry a
no,
13-year-old girl.
not next week. No.
So after just a few days worth of chatting, you decide you love her?
No.
You want to have sex with her?
I don't know.
You don't know? What do you mean you don't know? She's 13.
Want to marry her? What do you mean you don't know she's 13?
Oh, I forgot Chris said that. I guess we're on the same wavelength.
I don't know. I was just throwing things out, like, just in case, or maybe I did like her. Maybe it was,
So then you'd marry a 13-year-old girl because she's really cool and you could have sex.
What do you mean? That should be an instantaneous no thought. No. No. Anything else an instant no, instant denial. You're already proven yourself as a predator, or at least a minor attracted person.
After a while, if it worked out, yeah.
After a while, this dude.
After a while.
Yeah.
What, like 3 years of dating?
I don't know.
A romantic courtship?
Maybe.
Maybe a romantic courtship. She's 13.
Maybe. So you're cool with all this. You just think this is just fine. Marching here to this home.
I know what you're
Well, what?
getting at.
What
I know what you're trying to do. What do you mean?
else am I supposed
You're not getting railroaded here. This is like evidence. You're just getting read back the shit that you wrote. This is not being skewed in a way to make you look bad. It's just what you wrote, like just straight up.
to think, Jack?
Do I seem like a dishonest, dirty person?
Yes, you do. Especially after reading that, and also you were like a slob, getting your infections, whatever you have, all over the other slices of pizza, talking with your mouth full, saying that you'd maybe have a romantic courtship.
I mean, do I seem like it to you?
This chat seems like it.
Yeah, true.
It seems like someone who at 44 years old.
Chat is chat.
Chat is chat, but showing up is showing up. And guess what, Jeff? You showed up. At a home where you knew a 13-year-old girl would be alone after a sexually charged conversation online. You come in, oh, I want to hug you.
Yeah,
The little girl's nervous. You do it with everybody.
Yeah.
You do that every time you meet a 13-year-old girl.
I do it when I meet somebody for the first time.
He was thinking. You can see him. You can see the gears turning in his head. You can see the hamster spinning on the wheel, trying to think of a way of saying that didn't make him look like a creepo.
Hey, but this somebody is not an adult, Jeff. She's 13.
Please tell me who you are.
I'll tell you.
I'm trying to be nice here.
Okay.
You're trying to be nice here. You've gotten evidence piled on you that you were a creepy, minor attracted person. And you are the one being nice. All right, Jeff. Keep on eating your pizza.
So am I. But you're not answering all my questions.
I will. Can you just tell me who you are?
I'm Chris Hansen, and this is an investigation called Hansen versus Predator.
thumping of the cameramen. You can hear them thumping their way in. Also, he just straight lies. He says, "I'll answer your questions if you tell me you are." He doesn't.
So if there's anything else you want people to know,
Get that
anything you
camera
want to
nice
say,
and close.
now would be a good time to say.
Nice and close.
I can't believe this happened.
Did you bring any sort of a marriage contract?
No.
So what was all that talk about?
I don't want to talk anymore.
You can leave.
I can't.
Now, what confuses me is now these predators see the cameras and they instantly get nervous, which is fair because the camera's right in your face. But what confuses me is like, think about it. Why would they just now bring out the cameras? What would they get from that? If just getting end of it, like, why wouldn't you think, if there's cameras now, there probably was cameras the entire time, or at least audio the entire time. Why would they just want it for that small little, like, 1 minute where you're just gonna say, I don't want to say anymore? It's like...
Camera.
You can leave.
What do you mean I can leave?
You can leave.
And then what?
That's not up to you. You can leave.
I like that. This guy right here just zooms in right on his face. What is that? It's like a microphone. Looks rather suggestive. Anyway, yeah, I just like that. You know, they say I can. What do you mean I can leave? They just get a nice like zoom in right on his face.
What do you mean I can?
Like, just look at, you can see everything on his face. You can see little, gray spots here. You know, the old, was that the Guy Fieri or Fieri thing?
Leave.
You can leave.
And then what?
That's
And then
not
what?
up to me.
Is it up to-
If there's
So up
cops
to
in,
me.
you can just bring him in. Just looking behind him like, man, I screwed up.
You didn't have to come here, you know.
Looking around.
What do you do for a living, John?
I don't want to talk anymore. There's
Insurance business, right?
cameras rolling.
Insurance?
Insurance?
I don't want to talk.
I like that. He's like, what do you do for a living? Insurance? And he's like, I don't want to talk to me. He just goes, insurance? Like, just gets more aggressive with it. Like, if he wasn't gonna answer the first time, what makes you think he'd answer the second?
All right. As I said, you're free to leave.
Can you shut it off?
I cannot shut it off now.
I mean, what is this?
It's an investigation for a television program called Hansen versus Predator. Where
I
we
mean, it's not really a television program. It's more of a YouTube channel, but,
investigate
Well, I mean, I think Crime Watch Daily is television, but it's mostly been watched on the YouTube channel.
grown people who go online and try to.
Also, sorry for I keep on pausing it, but also just like to mention, like, one of my favorite things to do in these types of things is look at the background. You just look at this guy just pacing back and forth in the background here,
Grown people
just staring at him.
who go
Look at
online
that.
and try
Look
to
right.
create
And
inappropriate.
you just like, I just love doing that. Things go on in the background. They don't think any cameras are on them.
Illegal relationships
Just
with
do
underage children.
random
So
stuff.
unless you have something else to say, now would be a good time to go.
I don't have anything else to say.
All right then. You can take your pizza if you like.
You take your
You want a
pizza.
slice?
I'm good, thank you very much.
I don't think anyone wants your slice after you got your dirty ass mouth germs all over this pizza.
So the cops here?
So the cops here.
We'll see.
The smile. Look at that. Look at
So
that.
the cops here?
Look right here. You can see him.
We'll see.
He's like,
Okay. Or if they're here, just bring them in.
why would they just come in? I mean, obviously they want you to come out, so you're in the position of being the prey. They don't want to come in and bust into here where you're backed up in a corner. They want you to go out and then take you from behind. That sounded weird. Whatever.
It'd be best if you went out that way.
Just basically confirms there's police outside. It'd be best if you went out that way. Also, it's very obvious they're corralling them out that one specific door. He's stalling so bad. He's like, I don't want to leave.
Grab a jacket.
There you go. Ron grabs his jacket for him. They just don't want him to go out that way and bolt.
It's not for the garage.
I love that. He looks at the the drapes there. Looked at it and goes, "What? What's the point of that?" He's like, "Damn." He's like, "Damn." Yeah, slap those.
Sokol was sentenced to 7 years in prison.
All right, well, the rest of it's just Chris Hansen talking. He's just talking about we got 7 years or something like that. But, yeah, that's Jeff Sokol. Thank you to Nicola MC for the suggestion. Remember, guys, go in the comment section. Just make sure to give me suggestions, and I'll do my best to get to them when I can. Your most popular one, or when I see the most, I'll probably do for my next ones. I'll try and, if I see a lot of people suggesting one, I'll try and upload it when I see it, like, in a somewhat relevant time frame. Like, maybe a week between the video, maybe 2 weeks, just based on if I get, viewership or how people want to see it. I know not a lot of you guys are going to be at the end of this video, because, it's probably going to be a long-ass video. But I just want to thank everyone who got to the end of the video, and also people who didn't, just skip to the end. Yeah, so I'll go based off of what I see in the comments. Probably I'll give people a shout out who I see for the Predators. Viewership might not be as high for the next one, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on. I'll try and make videos a little bit more consistently, than last time. I think before the Dupay one was like 2 months ago or something like that. So if people want to see the videos, we'll see them. Yeah, that's about it. So see y'all next time, and all right.